risen to become one of the superstar forwards in the NHL. His ability to shoot, his determination, his ability to make plays, his knowledge of the game, and his mesmerizing stick handling leaves many speechless.
Pavel Datsyuk, here he
But few know much about the quiet Red Wing, except for what they see on the ice. This time in the spotlight, Pavel Datsyuk.
Here's a lead feed. Dацuk in all alone. Scores! What a beautiful play! Oh, that's a Datsyuk and deke right there. And it's 3-0.
He can go in any situation, power play, penalty killing, even strength. He's that dangerous at any moment and very deceptively quick.
Straight games. Here's a break. Great take by Dацuk.
He's a superstar player. He's 28 years, 29 years of age. He's a guy that we're going to, we really think that Pavel and Henrik Zetterberg are two players that we're going to build around up front. They're really going to be the face of the franchise, and it was important to lock up Pavel long term.
A potential career-long stay for Pavel Datsyuk with the legendary Detroit Red Wings will make the road forward that much clearer. But as John Keating found out in Pavel's first extended interview completely in English, his start here was not an easy one for him.
How hard was it for you to come to the United States with basically no knowledge of English?
Yeah, it's for me it's hard. I learned a little bit French in my school, and it's not help. I don't know French now, and now I feel it a little bit more comfortable myself. It's well, I speak English, understand. I can explain what I want, not everything, but better.
How far has your English improved over the last few years?
Where is coming into a team, it's I know I have English. I have Russian player there who help me every time, and I usually use it to English. Now, and 2 or 3 years later, it's everybody gone, and I'm still locker room. I want to speak, but no Russian guys. Only it's a massagist guy, Sergey, and it's a little bit hard time for me. And I start a little bit learn. Everybody try to help me talk, and now I can a little bit step up, a little bit just speak English, not well. But almost everything is understand, almost.
It was a couple of years before he could really communicate. I mean, other than with the Russian-speaking players in our organization.
I think he's doing good. His English, improved when he is the only Russian here, because he has to speak English, and it's both good and bad. But he's done really well.
He's a quiet guy, and he lets people believe that he doesn't understand or doesn't speak. That's far from the truth.
He's a very bright young man, but he's very witty. He's really got a real good sense of humor, and that people didn't get to see that side of him because he's not able to express it.
People don't really realize how funny Pavel Datsyuk is, and he probably understands the language better than he lets on. But you can say something to Pavel, and he will come back with a one-liner. They say Thomas Holmstrom's the funniest guy in that room. Pavel's pretty close, and he gets it. Very amusing guy.
It's tough sometimes to understand him, but it's funny stuff that he does, and he just makes everybody around him feel comfortable, I think.
Born in 1978 in Severdlovsk in the former Soviet Union, now Ekaterinburg, Russia, Pavel Datsyuk knew little of the NHL, but what he did know made a big impression.
I know a lot about NHL. Where I see a couple games, it's my dream. I want to be there. I want to try. It's my goal is go through, and I'm there.
So your dream was to make it to the NHL. How much did you know about the Red Wings because they had the Russian Five?
Russian Five play there. It's Red Wings is popular in not my town, just whole Russia kind of popular. Everybody looking to Red Wings, and where he went to Stanley Cup, everybody talk about this one, and talk about how this good Detroit Red Wings, and I just started looking too. I don't know, I just been in a huge team, good organization like that.
You were passed over in a couple of drafts, and then the Red Wings drafted you, but 171st. What was your reaction when you learned that the Red Wings had drafted you and where they drafted you?
It's kind of a little bit funny because where I know it's from one guy at the locker room. He say, "You're not drafting NHL pick." I just keep going joking about me, and he say, "Yeah, it's not joke, it's true." And he showed me newspaper, and now I just kind of surprised. Wow, I'm in a draft now.
When Pavel was drafted, we were able to bring him over in the summer development camp. We were able to work with him and evaluate him. 10 years earlier with the Russians, we couldn't get near him. We couldn't talk to them. We had to talk to them in the middle of the night to try to get them to defect.
The Red Wings. Number 13, Pavel Datsyuk.
It's a toughest team to get a spot in the lineup. Then I saw him on the ice, and I thought like that kid can be very, very helpful, very useful for the team like Detroit, and he did that.
Dацuk in, scores!
21-year-old Pavel Datsyuk had arrived in Detroit without any ability to speak the language, but the Red Wings had in their fold a Russian superstar, Igor Larionov, aptly nicknamed the Professor, who would help Pavel make his transition to so much that was new in his life.
He was quite very shy and modest guy, and to me, was kind of like my task was to help him to get adjusted to the new life and the new team and especially the new game, because that's the toughest adjustments. You have to make an impression on the coaches and on the teammates.
That was a special relationship, obviously, with the language thing. What a great guy for Pavel to have as a mentor. You could not ask for a better guy than Igor Larionov to mentor a young player like that, just to get him understand how it all works.
And for him, coming to North America, and there had no language, and he didn't know anybody. And it's not easy. My goal was to try to tell him to just relax and do your best and play your hockey, and don't try to do too much.
But it wasn't just Igor who helped Pavel's transition to the wings. Veteran Brett Hull was crucial in helping him develop an NHL style. Hull, Datsyuk, and Boy Devereaux would form the infamous two kids and an old goat line in the 01-02 Cup season.
Brett Hull was so important for us because he could score goals. They all brought different dimensions. Boy Devereaux brought incredible speed and did a lot of the work back checking. Pavel was the playmaker. Boyd was a lot of the legs, Pavel was the brains, and Brett was the finisher.
It was almost like a match made in heaven, a guy who could really handle the puck and really take the defenders' concentration away and make them focus on him, and I do what I did best and get open. And he was not only a great stick handler, but he could really see the ice and pass the puck wonderfully.
I want to ask you about Brett Hull. How much did he impact your career? Because he loved you. I mean, he was your biggest fan in trying to get your name out to other people around the world of hockey.
I learned from him a lot. He's unbelievable to play. He just find a spot where easy to pass him, and every time he open and I find a good spot for shoot. And he helped me in the locker room. He just told me, "No, don't nervous, everything's fine. We score, don't worry."
I remember we'd come to the bench and I would look like I'm mad, and Pavel would always look at me and go, "Brett, mad?" And that was a lot of his first year of what he would say, and I go, "No, I'm not mad."
Brett's gregarious, and I think maybe it brought Pavel out of the shell a little bit. And you play with a veteran like Brett Hull who finds open ice, that probably helped Pavel's game too. I think they had a lot of fun together that year.
Here again, Datsuk in on goal! Scores! Pavel Datsyuk, his first National Hockey League goal, and they don't come any prettier than that. It's 2-0.
That line played a huge integral part for us in winning the Cup, and we had a lot of big names and all that, and Pav, just being a rookie at the time, got overlooked, but just that team won because we had depth and balanced scoring, and he was the center, the pivot on that line.
to be able to play with a guy like that in my, the waning years of my career really made it quite exciting for me.
What a beautiful goal! What a beautiful deke! And a pretty pass from Brett Hull as the Red Wings lead it 3-1.
So I coached against him when I was in Anaheim, and I just thought he had the puck on a string. I never knew he was going to be as good a two-way player as he is.
Carries on, drops back to Stahl, in for Smith. Good back check by Dацю.
As only in a dream, Pavel Datsyuk would go on to be part of the 2002 Stanley Cup champion Red Wings in just his rookie season. He would also skate with his bronze medal Russian national team in the Winter Olympics that same year. With his experience growing, so would his list of NHL moments.
November 12th of 2003, the Red Wings are in Dallas. Do you remember that goal against Marty Turco?
Yeah.
What do you remember from that night?
So what I remember, it's scored, I think it's 4-2. It's nothing pressure. It's the end of game. Brett passed me, and I think it's kind of almost first time I go to 1-on-1. It's almost from blue line. I'm waiting this to almost 2 years to do this one.
So you had that move. You knew what you were going to do once you got the chance.
Why I do it? It's no pressure too. It's 4-2. It's no score. It's no score. You score. You score.
But it was a thing of beauty.
And Brett Hull, a perfect feed. Pavel Datsyuk in the clear all alone. Oh, what a goal! Oh, put that in your highlight reel, Bank. Pavel Datsyuk, his second of the night. Did he pull that string?
Teammates see in the practice too. Kind of. He says a nice goal. It's nice to be on TV.
I like to call him Houdini because he's almost invisible sometimes, not by his absence, but by the way he darts and weaves, and most players in the game today just can't stay with him.
But even with all of his skill, the stoppage of the 2004-2005 season would put Pavel's professional future in critical doubt.
The lockout happens. You go back home. But you're without an NHL contract, right? And you have two Russian Super League teams that want to sign you.
Yeah.
What was that summer like for you?
I don't have contract. It's a hard summer, and where it's a training camp start, I don't have contract with another team, and I try to sign with Red Wings.
Obviously, being a Russian player and a Russian star player, he had a lot of Russian teams after him, and we had a difference of opinion of what Pavel's worth was in the National Hockey League, and ultimately led to where Gary Greenston and Pavel signed a contract with a Russian club.
Because it's a Russian season already start, and what's happened if Red Wings not sign me? I lost 1 year. It's a huge decision for me, because if I not signed Red Wings, I'm lost 1 year. Nobody knows what's happened after this year, and I just put kind of my head that you needed to play more practice and maybe come into next year to help team.
But he really wanted to be a Red Wing, and after he'd signed the contract, within 24, 48 hours, you know, I had moved, they had moved, we'd come to a number, and now he determined that he didn't want to play in Russia. He wanted to come back and play in Detroit.
I'm happy it's happened. I'm come back. Maybe I'm coming a little bit late. I missed training camp, but I'm coming and make it this year. Signed to a 2-year deal.
Having secured a 2-year deal with the Wings, Pavel Datsyuk would once again set focus on making his mark in the NHL.
He's good in the face-off circle, he's good defensively, he's good on the power play, he's good on the penalty kill. You want him on the ice when it counts.
Here comes Dацю, dropping back. Shanahan, Dацю scores! What a beautiful play! It's 3-1.
Pavel Datsyuk had almost walked away from the NHL during the 2004-2005 work stoppage, but his growing love for the Red Wings and the NHL soon gave him second thoughts. And that would bring him back with a new 2-year contract extension.
One hockey person who had seen you play as a kid, small kid, said, what he does with his hands, not normal. When did you know that your hands, your stick work, was special?
Every player have huge side. Mine maybe it's a good part. I have good handle and Brett have good shot, and you need to use it. I try to use it. My huge.
Your upside. Were you always that good though? Were you always able to stick handle around other players when you were a kid?
Maybe because I'm not strong, it's a puck too heavy. I try to moving this way. But
you weren't big. Yeah. At some point, you sort of grew into your body a little bit. You're still not a big man, but you sort of sprouted a little bit, right?
When I come first time in training camp, he say we like you, but you need more physical. And when I come back to, I'm use it 2 years to my physical shape.
Conditioning, though, is a big part of who you are. Were you always that determined to be well conditioned, or was that something you learned hanging around the Red Wings?
It's different for me. We have in Russia, before our season, we start 2 months before, and you do practice, lots of practice before season start. Now there it's only 3 weeks before. You need to be keep it your shape ready. It's a lot to learn.
So year round, you really have to stay in hockey shape, basically, right?
I needed to do it myself to work out and everything.
What are your summers like, or what have they been like since you become a Red Wing?
When summer started, I more use it to tennis now and the soccer. It's a more fun and a more keep it shape. And soccer and tennis, big tennis. And I not forget go in the gym too. I know it's not fun go in the summertime where it's the sun everywhere, but you need to go, you need to keep it shape.
But your off seasons are back home in Ekaterinburg.
Yeah, I go home to still every year almost 2 months. Yeah.
Are you the best tennis player on this Red Wings team?
We don't have chance to play with each other. Everybody like golf.
But they want you to play golf, right? So they can take some of your money.
I like golf now. I play this summer. I think it's best golf summer because usually I play 2 times. It's one charity, one in Traverse City.
Sure.
And this year I play almost 7, 8 times, 9 maybe.
How'd you do?
Sometimes not bad. Sometimes like usual, last ball, but it's fine. I like golf now.
This golf game is different. To be nice. And actually this training camp, I saw he was out there by himself and practicing a lot, and so it's, but I saw a few swings. I don't know, it looks, different.
The fans in Detroit and fans of the Detroit Red Wings and around the country, so we'll be happy, and they're going to see more of Pavel Datsyuk.
The 06-07 season coming to a close, the Red Wings knew Pavel Datsuk's contract was set to expire.
We knew he was going to be an unrestricted free agent July 1st, 2007. We wanted to lock him up long term, and we went through another, obviously, it took us 4, 5, 6 months of negotiation to agree to the contract that we did.
There was a day when you looked like you had a secret, when your contract extension was going to get done. And you didn't tell everybody right away, but you knew that this was done, that long-term deal, 7-year contract with the Red Wings. Mm-hmm. Take me back there. What was that like for you to know that your future was set?
Lots kind of adrenaline and exciting, and be there with good organization, with nice people around. I'm be happy, but it's a little bit slow down because it's a playoff coming. I'm start to forget about contract. I just keep in mind in playoff because everybody talk about playoff. You need to be good in the playoff, and it's kind of good news, and he just put in your pocket behind.
Sure.
Yeah, and I just looking to playoff, exciting time.
By 2007, having grown into a team leader, Pavel would now don the A.
I think that by putting an A on his jersey, it gives him added responsibility in the locker room and makes him, we want him to understand, Mike wanted him to understand how important he is to this franchise and the success of this franchise on and off the ice.
When you pay a guy a lot of money, it's like getting married. You're married to them. They're not going away. And so those decisions are huge decisions for the organization. We were fortunate that we were given a good timeline. You know, seen him develop, seen how hard he worked on and off the ice, seen how much he loves hockey. To me, you can't make those commitments to people that aren't great people. Because if they happen to decide to retire on you, and that means still come to the rink and still play, but not play hard, they'll kill your franchise. Well, we don't have any worry with Pav or Hank or Nick or guys like that, or Rafalski, for that matter, in the commitment we made them because of the type of people they are.
Is it important for you, in a world where players change teams, for you to be a Red Wing, a career-long Red Wing like Steve Yzerman?
Yeah, it's be what I'm looking forward. I want to be start and finish one team. It's be nice, unbelievable, and huge for me. I do everything to be there.
You know, that's kind of what you want as a player. You want to have that, you know, feel calm and be secure where you are, and I think, you know, Pav has that now.